T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to USARK and all the USARK members. If you don't know what USARK is, do not be ashamed. Simply click on the third link in the description below. Go to usark.org. See what it's all about. See how you could actually protect your own collection whenever legislation might hit your backyard. You just never know. Things are changing constantly in the reptile hobby, and it's good to know when things are creeping up in your area. So shout out to Phil Goss, shout out to Vanessa, shout out to Jeremy, shout out to all the USARK supporters and teammates out there. Cannot wait to see how much we fight this year to keep our animal rights. And if you're not a USARK member, talk to your fellow keepers and just let them know what USARK's all about, and they're here to protect our animal rights. Shout out to USARK and all the USARK supporters.
I was muted. My bad. Hi, y'all. Happy Sunday. You are now tapped into Trap Talk Reptile Network, the coolest reptile podcast on the planet. It is me. It is my Sunday again, so y'all get to put up with my beautiful face. For those who don't know me, I am Carly. I do Coastal Morelia right there. Is it right to say I run? That's my thing right there, Coastal Morelia. So it is Sunday. It is the Girls Who Love Reptiles podcast. So super excited about this one today. I literally say that every time. I think that people should, at this point, it should be a drinking game. Every time I say super excited, just take a shot back because I say it like 13 times. But today we're talking arboreals, and y'all know me. That is my realm. So that's the thing that I like to do the best. But we're also talking to another woman. So that's super exciting. Don't always talk to necessarily women. This is not just a women only day. It just happens to be run by women, which is okay. But speaking of that, if you are unfamiliar, if this is your first time tuning in to the network, first of all, welcome. Second of all, we talk about everything here. We talk about all sorts of stuff, all sorts of different species, and it's a wealth of knowledge. So make sure, if you're not following already, if you're not subscribed, make sure that you're doing that so that you can see more of me, see more of Christa, and see more of the channel in general. I promise you, there's something for you here. So don't be worried about that. So hit like, subscribe, drop a comment. You know, there's already a couple people in the comments, which I love y'all. Y'all are always here. Y'all are beautiful. Let's see who is here. Amanda, girl, I love you. You're always here, and I love it. We got Shane. Shane, you are so trusty. You're always here too. Derek, Lucid, I don't know your first name, but you know what? Message me or something and tell me. Maybe I do, but it seems weird to say Lucid. Okay, so just let me know who I'm talking to. Got a couple of other people that I'm not necessarily familiar with. Adrian's here. Christopher is here. Good old Buttons is here. Hi, Buttons. And Jaffe, we love Jaffe. He's here as well. Oh, hi guys. MFA is here. And a couple of other people. Wait, you know, Amanda said it. I'm pretty sure it's Marcus. I'm sorry, Lucid. I'm sorry. But guys, I learn names slowly. It doesn't always stick in here. I'm sorry. What can we say? But guys, like I said, I'm not going to say it again, but we're going to go ahead and get into our guest. I do have some exciting updates for you guys. I know that I said I would update the last time. I don't know. The last time I was pre-recorded, headed to Tinley, I did not buy anything. So I hit my goal there. I didn't buy anything, but we did get stuck But I came home to a clutch hatching. So we've got one clutch that hatched. It's about 2 weeks old now. We have another clutch that's quite literally like right now hatching. So, and that's my first all red clutch. I've got 2 more in the incubator. I've got a female that just ovulated. I've got a pair together that's actively locking, and I've got 2 more pairs that I'm going to put together over the next course of the year. So busy year, busy season. I don't know when one stopped and the other one started. So who knows? I don't know. We're going to bring Rebecca on. We're going to go ahead and get into this and get some fun going. How about that? Because I don't want to sit here and jabber the whole time. That's not fun. Hi.
Hi.
Yes, I'm excited. I did it again. Oh, I did it again. Oh, Marcus said, did the baby get to pick a Neo? No, I did not let the baby pick a Neo. It is my 1-year-old's. He's now officially 1-year-old today. So
oh, congrats.
Hatched on his birthday, and everyone said, let the baby pick a Neo. No, I'm not doing that. The baby would just like food. Everything is food. So I have no doubt that left unattended, and I know that I would never leave my children unattended. But even just for a split second, this is the fastest hands the south of the Mississippi. So we're not gonna do that. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, I'm excited. You've been on my list to get on, not just from the Arboreal standpoint, but just on the fact that there are really not a lot of women that I know that are just really seriously doing stuff like that.
No, there is not.
Unfortunately. So I'm excited. And like I was telling Rebecca, y'all behind the screen, y'all get to just, there's someone take a screenshot. Y'all just to deal with the glasses. Y'all, it is 8:30 here on the East Coast. My eyes is tired. So just ignore the rings that are going on in the glasses today, but it is what it is. Also ignore this situation, this strobe light situation that's going on over here. We having a party, and I'm having light malfunctions. So I don't know if it's the light or the connections, honestly, but
maybe both.
Maybe a bit of both. Okay. So we started this conversation back in the back, and I told you, I was like, oh, okay, we need to I'm really bad about just having full-blown conversations back in the back where nobody gets to enjoy. So so the last name is Küller.
Küller, yes.
And because your dad is from Germany.
Yes, correct. I like to say I'm cooler than everybody else,
I love it.
Listen, I use that too much. I need to stop.
Yeah. I mean, my last name was Strange. Technically, it is not Strange anymore, but it was Strange. And so that I had a strange last name. So I'm like me as a child, it was always like my middle name turned to is, because kids are freaking rude. Someone said the light ballast is about, I don't know what that is, but every time that I replace the cord, it stops. These are not on casters. This is a whole wall, and it is not on casters. It is not the brightest decision I have ever done. So it's gonna require a whole day to drag this crap out and fix it. But anyway, anywho, no. So like when I was growing up, my last name commonly, because little kids are mean, would be or my middle name, sorry. And so it was just oh, Carly is Strange. Like it just went on and on. So did you get interesting,
Not really, because people can't pronounce it usually. So usually people don't realize that it's cool, cooler. So yeah. People say Queller, Küller. I guess it's because they think of Mueller, but it's really Mueller, like cooler. So I don't know. Anyway.
I will say though that it is one of those situations where it's like the like if say I don't want my doctorate, everyone was like, oh, you know what, you should get your doctorate because then you'd be Dr. Strange. And I was like, no, I don't want to do, I do not want to do a dissertation. My thesis was a nightmare and it was enough.
Yeah. I don't think I'd want that either.
No, especially not like,
Yeah.
A, we don't have a doctorate program here. So there's that. B, it's just to have a title. I don't think so. But anyway, so, but I can imagine like if you got your doctorate, that would also be really cool. But again, we're also women, y'all. We rarely get to keep our last names. So,
I kept mine.
You did? Wait, are you married? Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm young, so a lot of people don't expect that.
You go. I did not.
He's not a reptile person, so you.
I mean, mine is not really either. Now he's listening too. I've been slowly dragging him to the dark side. I will say he is my support person.
Yeah.
Very much. These cages, I don't build these cages.
Yeah. No, he helps me fund stuff.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Funding, building things that I don't I wouldn't trust myself to build a cage. I know I've said it before, but like this cage right here, the vents are upside down.
Oh.
The vents are on the bottom.
Did you build that?
I built that one. And when we just recently, when it had to, so I actually got in here. That's the thing is I got in here and I redid all these lights. I did have,
the lighting's hard.
Oh my God, the light is constant.
It's hard.
And that's why like the next time we pull all these out, which is kind of why I'm just going to let strobe mixin go over. It's usually off, but it's not turning off right now. I'm gonna let that just go for a while because I'm gonna order some casters because the next time we pull these things out, I'm putting those casters on there. But we had, thank God, we had a friend come down to help because it was a really long day. And we took all these cages down and we replaced all the lights in these cages. So, but the connectors were the same. So I was like, oh, well, because I put the Reptile Basics or the VE, I think it's the VE lights. LEDs. I put those in there and the connectors are the same, but you have to order those the power boxes separately. And I was like, I don't want to do that. The connectors are the same. I'll just use the old ones. The old ones are from Amazon.
I still need to get lights for my green. So I have like all these, but my green trees are in the other room because I keep them separate. And I still need to get lights for those because the ones I got, they went out. So now I'm like, okay, great. So everyone keeps recommending the VE ones. And I'm like, I'm just going to get those.
Well, I promise don't use the fact that, because this one's out too. Don't use the fact that I'm having light issues with like, don't sit and say, oh, well, I'm not going to get it because Carly's having light issues. Carly's having light issues.
I'll get them.
Connection.
I'm still gonna get them.
I have ordered the fix, but again, this is the wall that he's against. So this is the very fucking far one. And the minute I start pulling stuff up, there's the cord management, I think is the worst part of Reptile. I'm going to be honest.
No, I agree.
But anywho, I got off topic, but I wanted to ask you about, because you said your mom was Hispanic.
Yes. My mom's Mexican and native, and my dad is German.
That's so interesting. And this is obviously not like a dating show or anything, but I need to know how they met. I need to know.
My dad was stationed in Texas in the Air Force, and they met at a stoplight. That's how they met. They met at a stoplight. He asked for directions, and the rest is history.
Hey, Miss Ma'am, I'm lost. Can I get directions? Also, can I get your number? I love it. That is like the most love at first sight I have ever heard in my life. That is so cool. Sorry, small history, but anyway, let's go ahead and dive into it. So, I guess where are you at?
Texas.
Texas. Have you always been Texas?
No. No.
No,
I
you said your dad was stationed in Texas, so I was like,
yeah,
okay.
so I was born here, and then for like, I don't know, most of my life, like 16 years, I lived in Florida. And then when I met my significant other, I moved to Kansas with him, and then I moved back to Texas.
You've been a little bit all over, girl. I can't judge.
Yeah.
I've been all over too. I started in Arkansas, and then I kind of flip-flopped around. I lived in a few places in Tennessee, mainly like up near Arkansas, and then I lived in Florida briefly, and then I went back to Arkansas, and then I just up and moved to South Carolina 10 years ago now.
Wow.
Which is wild. And I stay trying to convince my husband to move to Texas. I'm like, can we go do Texas? Can we go be in Texas?
Honestly, everyone's like, Texas is great. Texas is awesome. I don't like Texas. I'm
pretty sure.
I'm gonna get like Mark's gonna get mad at me for that one. Yeah, I don't like it here. I don't know. I'm just.
But why? But why don't you like it here? Because that's odd that you say you don't like it. Because I swear to you, my husband just showed me a little thing that was like ChatGPT's top rated states, and Texas was number 1, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
That's actually shocking to me because I don't know. I'm just a very nature-oriented person, obviously, but I love being out in nature, and here it's not the kind of nature I like. I don't know. There's so much city that there's very little nature, it seems, unless you're driving like a very long time. So I want to go back to Kansas because I loved it there. Like I could just go out and be in nature all day, every day. And it's like, I need it. It's like peace for me. So
do you do herping?
No, I mean, yes and no. I mean, people put a label on herping, but like I've just caught animals my whole life. I'm just outside.
Yeah,
so I don't know if that's like herping or
yeah. Same. We went. So I did one of the last like large like meetings. So my most of my work for like academia is with not with reptiles, is with fish, but it's very commonly associated together. So like I was in an association that basically was like the association of ichthyologists and herpetologists, which ichthyology is fish. And the last one that I went to where I gave like a big presentation was in Washington State, like the state Washington. Spokane, I believe is what it was, which is a giant hot. I wasn't expecting that.
Really?
I got there and they were in the middle of a heat wave, and I kid you not, I stepped out like I watched Twilight, okay? I don't know who hasn't. I was expecting rain and forests and all that stuff, and I stepped off like out of the Uber into a concrete jungle that just sucked all of the air out of my lungs. I was like, I just could not.
That's crazy. Everyone always is like, oh yeah, Washington's so like foggy, rainy forest. I'm like,
it's not that. It was
that's so unfortunate for you.
I was also like straight 7 months pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
So I stayed inside the whole time, which is completely different from like, it was literally, I swear to you, I didn't go anywhere because it was so hot that I thought shoes were going to melt. It just was a concrete jungle. And everyone was like,
it's pretty hot down here. I can't lie.
Well, it's hot here too. Hot I can do. Damp hot is what I can do. But the minute you take me out of the humidity and you put
I don't think you'd like it down here.
2%,
it's not humid.
Which part of Texas are you in?
Austin. I'm right in the middle.
I asked you, and I don't have no idea where Austin is.
it's right in the middle.
Okay. I don't know. We went, but Washington, they told me that was a heat wave, that they get a normal heat wave. And I was like, okay, whatever. But they wanted to go. There was like a group of the herpetologists that wanted to go herping, and I was like, I want to go. And we found nothing. And I think they were all nervous the whole time because they were like, who done brought this pregnant girl? she's gonna slip and it's a liability. And I was like, no, I'm golden, y'all.
She's like, I got my good shoes on. I'm ready.
Yeah, but we found nothing. A couple frogs, but
dang. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I grew up in Florida, so it's everywhere.
Someone said don't come to Missouri. Bro, Missouri is hot, but it's humid. I'm fine with hot.
Yeah, you come to Texas during like September, like Bill's party time.
Yeah.
And it's nice there.
I know, but I come to Texas more often. My cousin lives in Dallas. So any chance that I get to go.
Because in the summer?
Girl, I know. Trust me. We get hot over here too. We get like hot and like 80+% humidity. It is, it's tired. It's awful.
Oh.
Kaylee's been trying to get me to move to Colorado. And that's nature.
Really? Yeah, that is nature. Yeah. I've been wanting to visit Colorado.
You know, they have antelope.
We have antelope in Texas.
Oh, shit. Really?
We have so many antelope in Texas.
We get out there and she's like, look, an antelope. I was like, girl, you're tripping. They live on the safari.
No, so there's this like path, like this specific area of Texas, like when you drive down it, you'll just see a roadkill and they're antelope, and you're like, what? Like, I thought that was supposed to be deer, but
that's
it's like
nuts. Yeah, the first time she showed me, I was like,
yeah, we have like pronghorns and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what they are. So
yeah,
I don't know. She's been trying to convince me to move over there, and I was like, I just don't know if I can do it. I don't have no problem with humidity here.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about none of this stuff versus like I know a lot of people who are like up in, you know, where it's not humid and they're like using substrate and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. That stuff makes my hands itchy. Substrate makes my hands itchy.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of substrate.
Okay, but like look at your cages. Holy crud.
These are the bad ones. The good ones are over there.
That's what you said, but they still like are those real plants?
So some of them are real, some of them are not. Like these ones I have no real plants in, and then the one down here I do, and then those have more real plants in them. But I don't have the greenest thumb. It's kind of hard.
No, I literally don't. That's what I think. Like, don't pay attention to this. I think it's supposed to be like this, and it's like this. Like, just don't pay attention to that corner.
Yeah.
First of all, I would never do. I would never do bioactive with green trees. That's just too much. That's too much. I would love to. I want Mexican alligator lizards so bad. Abronias.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, they're so pretty. I want some so badly. And I can't get over the fact that like those would actually benefit from like a bioactive enclosure.
Yeah.
And there's negative. I would be constantly redoing it because I cannot keep plants alive. I had plants. Last Mother's Day, we bought plants, you know, my husband bought plants for all of these cages, and I couldn't do it. I was watering them too much or not watering them enough, and then I got plant gnats, and then they were everywhere. There were plant gnats. The first time I saw them, I had a panic attack.
The fungus gnats, yeah, they are horrible.
Yes, and anytime you see black speckled stuff in your snake's water, it is instant panic. I don't care who you are. I'm like, no. What are those? And I was like, oh, let's have wings. I don't think mites have wings.
Yeah. I get fungus gnats. I have tips and tricks to get rid of them, but they are.
Well, see, that's the thing is like somebody told me to give them the plants like a bath in like hydrogen peroxide water.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I took them out. See, what happened was I took the plants out and I was like, okay, I'll give them a bath in hydrogen peroxide water. And I set them, this is a whole bunch of cages now. I set them out and I forgot about them. I forgot about them. And I think we set them in the garage and outside because I didn't want the gnats to get, and then a cold spell came and they all died, and then just whatever. I gave up on plants. We're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So, but
it's not easy. It's not easy.
We do the fake plants, and that's what you said are in the cages that are directly behind you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those are just so awesome.
Well,
like,
this one up here, I just got that snake, so it's still kind of like in quarantine-ish. It was in quarantine at my friend's house because I don't bring a whole lot in here because I have a very small space, and obviously I'm a quarantine freak, so I am very, very strict with it. So after 3 months of quarantine, she's here. And so I'm just setting that one up, and I also moved like not too long ago. So this whole room is kind of like still being rearranged every day and fixed and tweaked. And then
yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So I'm sorry, hubby only lets you have one room?
Yeah.
Really?
No, I mean, my bedroom is basically another.
Oh, okay. That's the one thing that's like a hard no is he's like, I don't want snakes in the bedroom.
Oh no, well, so like the green trees are in the bedroom. They get their own room. The green trees are over there. And then everything else is in here.
Well, I have at this point, I have snakes everywhere. That's honestly that when I said that I want to move to Texas, I just want to move somewhere that's got basements.
Texas doesn't have basements.
Some places in Texas have
some
basements.
of them, but
yeah.
Kansas, everyone has a basement.
I know, but isn't Kansas cold?
No, it's actually perfect. I mean, it can get cold, but like they're ready for it, unlike Texas, you know? And it's like, honestly, I like Kansas because it gets not really more than like 95, and it gets
the low.
The low, it can be low. It can be like -20.
No,
but it's only for like a few weeks, like a week or two at a time.
I have never felt negative temperatures in my life.
It's not that bad, I swear. I swear.
I'm not. I start bitching
hey,
about.
When I said the lowest, that's like low for Kansas.
I start bitching at like 50.
What?
Yeah, 50. 50, I start getting really, I start complaining. I went to, it was my first time out in San Diego last year for Trap Fest. And that was my first time that far west and in California. And MJ will say, he's like, my temperature is perfect. And the day temperature is really nice. But that temperature dropped a little bit at nighttime. I said, I didn't bring pants. I did not bring a sweater. I brought nothing. And I was like, I literally have to go buy something now because someone lied to me and told me it did not get cold. And here it is. And I'm sitting here freezing.
Yeah, I like the cold. I don't mind the cold. So it's perfect for me because I like all seasons. Like I like to have a little bit of all the seasons.
I don't think you get that in Texas, do you?
No. That's why I don't like it here either. But in Kansas, like you get spring, summer, fall is great. And then winter is like you only get snow for like a week and or a couple days sometimes, and then it melts. And that way you get snow, but you don't really get snow, you know?
We had snow for a day this year, and it's always really weird. And seeing palm trees in snow is the funniest thing. Or like seeing the beaches. I am literally not far from the beach at all. I could be at the beach in probably like 30 minutes. And that's just because of traffic. But so it's odd to me. Not only that, but I like to take my animals out and take pictures of them.
Yeah, me too.
You say me too, but like, hold up here. Your pictures that you take of your animals in cages, like, is flipping outstanding. Some of them
are outside. Some of them are outside.
Nah, what is this right here?
Okay.
What's that?
Oh, that's in a cage. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that looks awesome. And I really like it because it's like moody. It's like the perfect
Yeah.
amount of moody. But I mean, girl, you take some like hats off because I've got a fancy camera and I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Thank you. Those are my older pictures too.
Girl, but these pictures is good.
Thank you.
Like that's probably in a cage, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love
Well,
it.
okay, that snake, he's no longer with me anymore. I got rid of him, but he was mean. So
Oh,
I couldn't take him out of his cage. I had to like really get in there.
Oh, I know. I have some of my snakes that I actually need to take. I've got one. Her name is Satan. That's the one that just ovulated. It's Satan's daughter. I just call her Satan. And she is very tuned down right now because she ovulated. I need to get her out and like take pictures because the only pictures I have of her are in the cage.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, do not want to bleed. That's what she had a name before we renamed her because she straight up like drew blood within the first like 10 minutes of me having her.
Yeah.
So that is what it is. Anyway, I'm sorry. I get off topic. All right. I want to start at the beginning. I want to know when did itty bitty Rebecca get into reptiles?
Oh, okay, that's a long time ago. So I mean, I really like I said, I lived in Florida. So as a really tiny kid, I used to just catch lizards outside all day. I just go outside, grab a lizard off the wall, and be like, "Look, Mom, I got a lizard."
Did your mom appreciate it?
Yes and no. She was like, this is weird at first,
My
but
mom
then
didn't appreciate nothing.
well,
I did the same thing.
I never played with Barbies. I never played with any of that. I was always the girl with the little horse figures or the animal figures, and I'd be like, running around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spirit was my favorite movie. I stand
Yes.
the fact that is one of the best cinematic cartoon
I agree.
movies to date. I stand behind that.
100%.
You will not you cannot change my mind.
100%. Agree.
No, I was the same way, girl. I was bringing stuff home. I learned my lesson with lizards and skinks, though. We get like massive skinks in.
I was like next level. Like when I reached a certain age, I would set up those like little 10-gallon tanks, that have the top opening. I'd set them up and I'd put a brick on one end and some peanuts, and I'd sit there with a string and I'd catch squirrels in my yard.
Oh gosh, I'd
sit there for hours catching squirrels.
I ain't never done that before.
No, I was like always outside. Like
what
my
did
mom.
you do with them?
I just was like, look, a squirrel, and then I let it go. I'd be like, oh my God, a squirrel. Yeah, the first time I ever did it, my mom was like, what? You got a squirrel? Why do you have a squirrel? And I was like, I caught it. I made this contraption. Yeah, it worked great for years.
Next level work. I think the worst thing I ever brought home, I brought a deer home. Like straight up brought Bambi home.
Okay, that's worse.
Yeah, straight. I will say young me was at least educated enough to like, I had gone on like a camping trip with my dad and I had heard it and it like, I was like, okay, like there's a deer there. The mom's going to come back. And then I heard it the next day and I was like, oh shit. And then I heard it the next day. So I finally went down and it had like the ears were like curled.
Oh yeah.
And I was at least smart enough to know, but I picked that sucker up. I brought that bitch home and it lived in the house. I bottle fed it and it lived in the house. We named it Bam Bam.
I had plenty of those. My parents were probably so sick of me. I can't even lie. Like one time it wasn't even me. One time it was my dad. He was like, I found a raccoon. And I was like, heck yeah.
I'm straight up. I mean, I Disney princess that shit.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I mean, he ended up going because, of course, it was a he. And then he got big enough and it was a problem. And we ended up sending him to a sanctuary. And I'm sure he lived a
Aw.
long and happy life. But I legit have pictures somewhere. But I have like, I don't have a whole, like that was young. I was young. So I don't have like a ton of memories of that, but I do have like we had carpet in my childhood home, and I have vivid memories of this deer like getting the zoomies and like running. Bruh, you can house train a deer. I would like you to know that. You
I
can't house
actually
train a
am
deer.
glad I know that.
The
For
deer
the
slept,
future.
the deer slept in the bed. I have pictures of that deer in the bed.
I'm gonna need those after this.
I'll have to ask my mom and I'll send them to you. But I literally, she has pictures of that deer in the bed.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, I mean, I was saying I was always bringing stuff home. Like I know for a fact there was at one point in time a 10-gallon full of corn snakes that I just brought home. And you know, if I could go back and be like, hey, yo, can we don't do this. Don't do that. So I brought up a alligator snapping turtle that I dug out of like the culvert in the backyard with one of them little red wagon, one of them red flyers.
Yeah. I caught one time when I was at my grandma's house visiting, my parents like would leave me there and be like, all right, we'll be back. So I'd go outside in the backyard and I'd just start flipping rocks and stuff. And one time I found a little milk snake and I texted my mom and dad. I was like, I got a little milk snake. And they were like, no, that's a coral snake. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. But it wasn't. It wasn't. I was like, no, mom, it's a milk snake. Duh. And like being all smart. And they really genuinely thought it was a coral snake and they were freaking out. They thought I was screwed, basically.
So we'll just write this one off.
They were like, great. I hope we get there in time.
It's a wonder with the amount of shit that I did. Like I caught a fox once.
Yeah.
And with the amount of shit that like I brought home and like people like you brought home, and it's a wonder we didn't absolutely get bit. Like by something that would have been bad.
Yeah, and got like rabies or something.
Nope.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is what it is, because we definitely have. There's at least 5 venomous snakes in Arkansas that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
So it's a wonder that didn't happen. But don't get me wrong, I did get bit. That's how I learned my lesson to stay away from like lizards and stuff like that, because they bite hard. That hurts.
I got bit all the time and I didn't care.
The ones with the blue tails, the striped. Blue tails.
I mean, I lived in Florida. We had iguanas. And we had iguanas.
All from trees.
And the night anoles. Yeah. So during winter time, I'd just get a big, like, 50-gallon tank and shove all the night anoles in it. And you're not supposed to do this. Don't do this, guys. Don't do this. I was a kid, okay? I'd put them all in a big tank and put a heat lamp on them and keep them there until it warmed up and then let them go. But I didn't know they were invasive at the time, so please don't do that. But I did used to do that.
Okay, so you're like me. That's where you started. So when did you get your first reptile that was not abducted from the wild?
Thank you for phrasing it that way. So my first reptile was a beardy. It was a beardy that we got from this like local pet store. We set it up completely wrong, classic. And that was my first reptile for a long time, and then I don't like beardies. No offense to anybody. I don't like beardies. So I gave it to my sister and I was like, here you go, you can have it. And then I got a green tree.
Okay. I mean,
my first snake was a green tree. Which is like, don't do that, but typically.
Okay.
If you're young.
Dang, so you didn't you went fat. Wait, okay. When did you get the green tree? Because that seems like that was a very fast timeline.
That green tree that you had shown in that picture, that was him. And I had him for like 9 years, 10 years. I had him for a long time. He passed away last year.
I'm gonna put him back up on the screen. And then so I'm assuming you got him. Okay, where did you get him from?
Craigslist.
Craigslist. Girl, I got my first green tree from Craigslist. Are you kidding me? Like,
it's like the go-to first green tree place.
Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, people be sleeping. I mean, in reality, don't do this. Don't do as I say.
No,
don't do as I do.
Mm-mm.
Probably for a first green tree, Craigslist is really bold. But I will say, so this is very pretty. So I'm assuming these are UV burns that happened before you got him.
I don't really know. I don't really know what they are or where they came from. He was 6 when I got him.
Was he already blue?
Yes and no. Like
Okay.
slightly. He was, oh man, I got really lucky with him because he was really friendly, which is like,
yeah,
you know,
that was, you're saying a different, like you're saying the same story in just a different state, because that was the same thing for me too.
Yeah, I got him off Craigslist. They were like, he's super nice. I was like, really? And they were like, yeah, he's super nice, super sweet. Like, we don't even want to let him go, but like, you know, we're moving and whatever. And I was like, okay. And I got him, and he was the best snake ever. Like I'd open his cage and he'd just come out and be like, hey, and I'm like, all right, that's cool.
And this was back in what year?
Oh, like 2017, 2018.
Okay. So you actually got into green trees sooner than I did, because I didn't get my first one until 2019.
Yeah, I probably 2017, 2018, if I had to say, was when I got him. So, yeah, it was a while ago.
That's awesome. I mean, but like I said, I mean, mine was the same situation where it was, okay, well, they were actually rehoming her because she was mean. But when I got her in, she wasn't mean. It was just a very food-driven snake. She's actually heavily overdue. What's today? Heavily overdue. She's at Kaylee's house, expecting her first clutch that should have already happened.
That's so nice that you still have her, though.
Yeah. But I do think she's about to slug out because it's
How old is she?
She was green when I got her in 2019, but she was also small, like stunted small. She got a little bit bigger. She's not a huge female by any means. She's like maybe 700 grams. But
my boy was 1,500 grams.
Oh Jesus. That was 2019 when I got her, and she was green. So she had probably, at minimum, I would say, and she was a red Neo. So at minimum, I would say she was probably approaching on 18 months. Wow. Pretty decent, like stunted, but not.
Yeah.
Like still approaching on an adult. So,
yeah.
So that's, I would say that she's at minimum 26, so 7 years at this point.
Yeah.
Waited a long time to breed her because of the fact that she wasn't super large. And then the first year that I tried to breed her, she didn't take. And so we actually moved her over to Kaylee's in Colorado. And like I said, she did take, but she had her prelay shed on February 28th. We don't know when she ovulated, but she had her prelay shed on February 28th. So we are talking 29 days ago.
Wow.
She shed out. So I'm expecting that to be a batch of slugs, because that was a very long time ago. But
yeah.
So, okay. So you got green tree then. And it from your Instagram, it looks like you've just blossomed into a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Not for a while though. I just had the one green tree for, oh, I don't even know. I'm not even going to try to guess. I had him for a while, just him. And then when I was able to move out of my parents' house, obviously, because I was just a kid back then. When I was able to move out of my parents' house is when I was able to get more animals, because they only limited me to the one. so once I moved out, I started to get into things. My second snake that I ended up getting after the green tree was my jungle carpet that you saw in that one picture. And I got her probably like 4 or 5 years ago. She did pass away too already. But yeah, she passed away last year as well.
Which one?
The jungle.
Oh, the jungle. Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they just don't live forever, but I think that's awesome to have them long enough where they lived, like they live their life expectancy out.
We suspect that the green tree was, since we got him when he was like 6-ish, and then I had him for like 8, 9, 10 years. I don't even know how long. I don't remember. But we suspect he was like 14, 15 years old, and he was obviously a wild caught. He had a missing piece of his tail when I had gotten him, so he was a pretty old snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like you got really lucky though, because I mean, yes. So like, yes, I also got my first green tree from Craigslist. But how long had you been, what's the words, like collecting information? Like, how prepared were you?
Not prepared.
Not prepared.
Not at all.
See, I had like, I hovered in the like green tree communities for a solid 2 years.
Really?
Before I got my first one. And I had like list upon list upon list upon list upon list. So I mean, like, I knew about Nido. I instantly Nido tested.
No, I didn't. I was a kid. I was like, yeah, I was young. And so I didn't do any research, you know. I went to my local pet shop and they made me a huge enclosure for him with like, that was bioactive and everything. And that's where we put him. So we like invested a good amount of money into building a good enclosure for him off the bat, which I'm grateful for, because if I hadn't done that, I don't know where I'd be. But yeah, I didn't do too much research, unfortunately, until.
But that's okay. There's growth for everything. There's so much growth. I feel like I have unmedicated OCD, so that is where mine comes from. In that, like, so I'm obsessive with research and stuff like that. So I am absolutely. There's only been one time that I compulsively got something, and I blame postpartum hormones. I also still at least knew a little bit. I got a whole bunch of crested geckos. That was deep.
Crested are easy though.
I know, but I didn't like them. I'll be honest. I found new homes for them fairly quickly because I was like, oh no, this is not for me. I didn't realize my bug phobia was that bad. But now I do. So I'm a little bit realistic about getting things that eats bugs, which is another reason why I haven't gotten the abronias.
Oh yeah.
And someone, I don't know who it is, on whoever it's watching on the page, but somebody said, it might be MJ. I don't know where the comment went, but somebody said that abronias need low temps, and that's another thing that I don't know that I could accommodate. Low temperatures. Even I don't know. We don't like our house cold. Our house stays like the AC at like 70, somewhere between 70 and 72.
Yeah, I feel like that's normal. I have my house at like 70, 72.
Like, you say that and I say that, and then there's going to be somebody in the comments that's going to be like, oh my God, that's hot.
I was expecting you to say like 76, 77. I was like, damn.
No, I'm not that crazy.
That's
like the reptile rooms that I have. So like it's I don't know where the thing's at right now, but like this room is usually about 76, 77 because heat.
Mm-hmm.
It's also like this wall that's right here. It's a east facing wall, so it gets pretty hot pretty quickly. And then like the room upstairs, my upstairs gets warmer. So I don't know if I was gonna do something like that, I would definitely have to have it somewhere else in the house. And we're running low on space, and I now have 2 toddlers, and I mean, they get into everything.
That's true.
I took
I have toddlers, they're cats.
I took my oldest son, Owen, I took him back, and because he goes in the, like, where I keep my incubators, which is in my walk-in closet, and he goes in there all the time, and he's like, eggies hatching. And so they are hatching today. So I took him, I was like, okay, come here, and you can sit down, and we cannot touch, okay? And I'm like trying to show him the eggies hatching, and he's like, Sniggy's boat? And he's like a small boat, and he's like trying so hard to show the snakes the boat. And I was like, I think they think your boat is beautiful. But so he's into everything, and he's always he wants to see things. So honestly, having stuff that is probably not like behind a locked door. That's what my crazy husband wanted to put the scrubs in the upstairs hallway that you exit the children's room. There's like a nook, and don't get me wrong, in a non-child household, I will agree that that's a pretty damn good nook, because it's a like dark corner. It's a pretty damn good nook to put like 8-foot cages probably. Yeah. However, immediately exiting out of 2 toddlers' rooms is probably a really bad idea.
Yeah.
So I don't know who that's a bad idea for, the kids or the snakes, probably a combination of both. But
yeah, I have cats, and they always want in here all the time. And before I had a reptile room, if you knew what my reptile room looked like, the tanks that I have are all really hard mesh tops, because the cats try to get into the tanks, and I'm like, nope, I need my own room. So I got my own reptile room, and now the cats are just like sitting at the door like, hey, can I come in there? Hey, can I come in? So they're a pain for me too.
So you just do no cats completely in?
No, they're not allowed in here at all. No.
Okay. And you just have cats, you don't have dogs?
I do have one dog. He's my service dog. I have one dog. But that's it for me on the dog.
We have a big, I'm going to have to, I hope we move before this happens, but like my office, like my room that's got all this stuff in it, like the main stuff. It had the French doors, the big French doors when we moved in. But when you have the big French doors, like I have to open it, and I needed to put shit on this wall because this wall over here is full of cages too. So I couldn't have the doors, so we got rid of the doors. So I had to have something, because again, toddlers. So there's this one of the big long. What is this called? A gate. It's a gate, but it rolls up. So like a rolly, it's not mesh. I'm sorry.
Like a pet gate?
Kinda. It looks like a scroll. It rolls up. So like it's open right now. It's all rolled up, and it looks like a little tubed scroll.
Oh, and it pulls out like this.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yes. But I found out the other day, my 1-year-old can crawl under it.
Oh. It's not like flesh to the floor?
No, it is. It is. But if you don't lock it, there's a little bitty thing that is hard to spin, because, I have nails. And if you don't lock it, it can still, because it stretches out a really long way, and it can still continue to stretch out. And so it's enough leverage for him to like get underneath. He was in here playing with like the cords and stuff like that. And I was like, bro, how did you get in here? Like the gate was still shut. So yeah. We're going to have to figure out some way. The gate's really to keep the toddlers out. Like I told you earlier, the dog, I had to move the 5-gallon bucket of water so that the dog, my fat corgi, come in, and now he's happily asleep. So, but other than that, like I said, I couldn't keep cats out of here for sure, because it's like an open.
Yeah.
open thing. So
Cats are a pain. No, you need a solid door.
I know we do have a solid door upstairs where the big snakes are.
Yeah.
Which is really important because God, if there was ever something that if there was ever something that the kids could get into, I hope it is never one of those cages ever, because those scrubs are crazy.
The scrubs are crazy.
What is the biggest snake you have?
So it's a jungle carpet. Surprisingly, she was, when I got her, she was like severely overweight, and she's 8 foot.
Is it? I'm gonna pull up a picture and you can tell me if it's this one.
She's not on my main page.
Oh, so it's not this one.
No, that's a carpondro.
This is a carpondro?
Yeah.
Girl, this looks like all.
That is my newest girl. She's a 25% diamond, 25% green tree, and 50% jungle.
That's crazy. You're gonna have to get more pictures of like the whole snake, because I would love to see, because I would have said that this was a diamond and jungle cross 100%. Like I am not.
Now she's got green tree, that's for sure.
I'm not seeing any green tree. Obviously that doesn't mean that it's not there, but I'm not seeing any green tree in there.
Yeah.
And again, like I just got done seeing. Oh well, I guess they were 75 in the other direction. I just got done seeing some 75s, 75% green trees and 25% carpets at Tenley, and they were like,
I know exactly the ones you were talking about too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Those were nice.
I don't know. I'm sure. I don't know who's. I hope Gary's not listening. Who knows?
Yeah. Sorry, Gary. This is not
the carpondros. I think that it is so cool. I think that hybridization, ethically.
Very true.
That is the key.
That is very true.
Is ethically. Now, I want to say somewhere deep down in the midst of stuff, I saw somebody trying to pair a green tree with a ball python.
That has happened.
No, that
has happened, and it's been successful.
Yeah, but there's no way those animals lived.
They are alive. They are.
Really?
Yeah, they're not. I don't like that.
Oh God.
I don't like that. I think like going from like arboreal to like terrestrial is like crazy, because like semi-arboreal's right in the middle. Meet me in the middle, but
no, for real. I just couldn't I tried to Google it to see if I could get something to come up, and I don't see anything to come up.
So the guy that produced those, they're still alive. But yeah, I don't know how I feel
that is where it becomes very like unethical, because what is that snake gonna do? Like what's going through that snake's mind? Because sorry, like green trees are not very smart, but
no, they're not.
The ball pythons, they just are a little bit like the bar doesn't. Y'all gonna kill me for saying this. The bar doesn't get much lower.
I don't know. Green trees are kind of dumb.
Oh, I know. I say that, and I did have to separate one from its puppy pad today.
Yeah. Like that picture I sent you, I was like, what's going on here? Why is he trying to eat his bottom jaw right now?
I don't know. It never fails, but I don't know. That's just a whole mix of stuff. So don't get me wrong. I have, it's a new thing. And yes, I claimed it at Tenley, but I did not buy it at Tenley, so it doesn't count. I have a carpet python coming.
Oh!
And yeah, we're gonna make abominations, and I don't care. I love them.
So I have some. I had with that girl that you saw, that Carpondro girl. I'm gonna be attempting some 62.5% Carpondros.
Oh Jesus, girl, that's too much math.
Too much math. I hate math. Don't worry, we don't have to talk about the math. But no. I'm gonna be attempting 62.5% Carpondros.
I kid you not. Like I hardcore wanted to
Cut that out for Gary.
huh?
Cut that out for Gary.
Oh yeah, cut that out. Cut that out. Don't let Gary see it. I really thought about the Carpondros that were at Tenley, but I didn't want to do math, and I think they were all males. And
Yeah.
the males, I don't know that anyone's ever really checked to see when it comes. I know with the 50-50s, the males have a tendency to be sterile, but I don't know if when we come back in and we say, you know, the 75-25 mixes are like what you have, I would assume that those start to become fertile again.
Yeah, so what I've heard from a couple Carpondro people is that it's a low sperm count rather than just completely sterile. It's just kind of like a low sperm count, which is weird. But yeah, I've never tried it with the higher percentages. But maybe somebody has. The females, which is what I have, is they're fertile, so I'll be trying that with her.
Okay. Well, like I said, I love it. I'm gonna do it. It's hard not to. I also just I had a carpet python at one point in time, and if it hadn't been for postpartum depression and a lack of space, I would still have it.
Yeah.
So, because I like yellow. Okay, it's my favorite. People be sitting. Gary's never coming back to Trap Talk. Sorry, Gary.
Oh no! Poor Gary. Okay, you can stop talking about it. I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry. We won't talk about the abominations, but okay. So, but those so you have the Carpondro, and then how many green trees do you have now?
Only 3 right now because
that's not very many.
I was tossed a really bad hand, and I bought a whole bunch of green trees, and everything was males. Everything. I had 6 males at one point, not including my 2, and I was like, I can't. What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, that's a sausage fest.
Yeah, it sucks. And so I basically sold all my males except for my 2 because those are the best ones. So I sold everything except I have those 2 boys, which are siblings to your girl.
Yeah, and I feel like it's I feel like if anything, see, I have the opposite problem. I had a whole bunch of stuff that I was raising up, and they all ended up females. And while I will tell you, everyone is like, oh, that's a better problem to be in. I guess it is a little bit of a better problem to be in because it's easier, I think, to find males than it is to find females.
Yeah.
But I will, there was a lot, there was a lot there that I didn't have any luck producing anything because I had 3 males. I had a whole bunch of females, but I had 3 males. One is a one and doneer. Like that snake, he's done his duty for the year, and he's like, I'm gonna get these bitches away. I'm not doing no more. I've done my work. One is, floating the rainbow train currently. I'm beginning to think it's just stupid. That's the one that I separated from the puppy pad. Then the other one is a tried and true, which is why I have so many clutches right now that are just constantly with that male, which they're turning out okay, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But so I get it. Ben, a friend of mine, Ben, is also having that problem where it's just constantly male after male after male, and it turns into a running joke at some point in time. And it's like, I'm so sorry, I don't mean for it to be a running joke, but it is
it's a thing. But yeah, I had, like I said, 6 males that I went through, and I was like, what the heck?
So you sold all but how many?
All but 2 males.
2 males, and then you have
1 female.
1 female. You gotta get females.
I know. I've been like on the search for females forever.
Hey, but I don't know if you saw the news, but like the shed testing,
Yes.
that shit's almost here. I mean,
Yes.
it's
I had actually been talking to a friend who does ball pythons, and she's close with RGI, and she was talking to me about the green tree testing and stuff like that, and I was like, yes, please, because that would have saved me so long ago. That would have saved me.
yeah, I don't think that it is RGI that is the one that's got it pretty much nailed down. I think that's
Really?
it's I'm a butcher this. Phenome, I think. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. It's Phenome. So I actually talked with them at Tenley. Yeah, it's not RGI, it's Phenome. That's got it. I talked with them and they were like, oh, we only need maybe like 150 more sheds. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, I don't have 150, but I have probably close to like 30, 40 sexed animals.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, oh, and just proceeded to give me like a whole ass of little envelopes. And I've already filled up about 12 of them since coming home from Tinley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they get that done because that would have saved me. That would have saved me a lot.
Yeah, well, and that's what they said. They're very close. And I know that MJ is sending them some. I know that Bill's sending them some. And I think there's a couple of other people that are sending them some. And yeah, so RGI can do it, but they need the lineage sheds as well, which is what I think is really difficult for people because it's really hard for people. Like you need, the father, the paternal, a paternal relative of some sort. And a lot of times it's just very difficult to get unless you're someone who's like a breeder. So I guess like, for instance, the clutch that I have currently hatching immediately right now, I have me and Kaylee have a paternal relative, a male paternal relative to that male, and then the baby. So like that's easy to get a hold of. But if you're someone who's you bought a female and you bought a male, it's a lot to go to like the breeders and be like, hey, can you provide me with some sheds from XYZ snake? And that's a lot. So I think that people are going to have, it'll be really interesting to see what the market does, because I feel like females are valued a whole lot more, but I only think that females are valued a whole lot more because it's so common to see people sell animals and they'll be like, you know what? This is female. I've never seen the weans. I've never seen shed weans ever.
Yeah.
And this is female. And then you get it in immediately. And I'm like, bro, like this thing is packing.
Yeah.
So, and not only that, but you've got, I literally, the last Daytona I was at, I was looking at, listen, I'll scrounge up some Beox at a show so quickly. I don't care. I've got access to a good vet. I've got my mama lives down the road and she's a great quarantine place.
Oh, I love that for you. I wish I had that.
Yeah. So I can, I'll take a big chance all day long. And the guy he was like, these are female. And I was like, oh, yes. Are they really? He's like, yeah. And I was like, how do you know? He's like, you can feel hemipenes. And I was like, dude, do you have a probe? And he's like, yeah. I was like, let me see it. I said, are we making a bet? Can we make a bet? I'll bet. And of course they were literally both males. So I feel like a lot of the problems with the sheds too is the fact that people have, they think they have a female and they don't have a female. So I think that's going to change a lot, especially for people in the instances like you or Ben, or people who are just having, a circle jerk at their house. But so, hey, things will be changing for you. So that's good.
Hopefully I got rid of all the boys. I was like, no, It's not happening.
But most people, so did you not reinvest in females?
No,
Or you just can't find any?
I can't find any.
Ah,
No, most people are keeping their females.
I'd be selling females left and right. I literally, so like I have my first clutch that I had back in 2024. I want a male. I want a male to follow behind the father because the sire is really awesome. I will say he's very green. So my hope is to get a male that looks, people look at pairings for green trees and they're like, oh, green snake. I don't know that I want that because like, I don't know that I want that because, they have green babies and a lot of people, they don't understand genetics and the way that genetics work and that a lot of some of the best snakes that you've seen have come from green animals. Also, I think some of the best snakes have green babies. And you know what? I always tell people you are paying for the potential of this animal. That's it. Yeah. You're not paying for a guaranteed, you're paying for a potential. So, that's all I wanted was a male. And I kept 4 holdbacks. And as I realized that they were all 4 females, I let them go. I have one left, but and I have one from the second clutch that unfortunately it's way too young to sex, but I'm also just really getting female vibes. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah. I'm also like, it doesn't help that I'm picky. So I'm like, somebody will bring me up a female and I'll be like, I don't really want that.
Be picky.
I'm a picky person.
Yeah, this hobby is expensive. I'm sorry. It's not one of those things where you're just kind of like, buy something to get the job done. Yeah.
I mean, I almost got a female probably like 4 months ago that was perfect. And then someone got it like right as I was like, I told him, I was like, no, I swear I'll send you the money right now. And he was like, I already told him. Yeah. I was like, no,
but that is, I will say, I'll be the devil's advocate and say that like, I also would be the same way. Like if somebody, I was like, listen, I got to give so-and-so a chance because they hit me up first. I
don't blame them. Completely understandable. I'm just sad.
Well, maybe Tommy, Tommy just had a couple of clutches hatched. They're far from being sexed, but
oh my gosh. I need more Tommy snakes, honestly.
I know. I got my eye on one. So there's a couple of I say I'm done buying snakes, but if I wasn't done buying snakes, there's definitely a couple of pairings that
I should have. You know what I should have done was listen to you when you told me to get those Neos from TSK.
Yeah, you should have.
And then I see yours and I'm like, you know what?
I will say that the 2 that I have turned out to be like really oddball-y out of that clutch.
Have you kept in touch with any of the others from that?
Yeah, there's a couple of them. A lot of them, they ended up kind of all over the place, but some of them are like I have one that's like a really pale color. And even the one that I have that's like very melanistic, it's the green that is on him it's a pale green. So it's a very oddball color. But these, I mean, as you know, these snakes, we'll see how they end up. I'm actually planning to pair one of those males this coming season, which is advantageous because they're young.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm really excited to see what they end up looking like in the end because that's a lot. They look crazy.
Who is this?
Oh, that's a friend of mine. Her name's Raven.
Okay. I didn't know because didn't you tell me, and I could be completely wrong, didn't you tell me that you went in with somebody else, like you have somebody who's also a partner with you and y'all went in?
Yeah. So I did have somebody like that. He doesn't really like keep a lot of animals, but it's not really a partner. I just like the males that I did let go, he ended up taking.
Okay.
So it's not really like a partnership, like, but anything that I don't really want, that, because I usually find things faster than him because I'm like more involved. So anything that I don't really want, he ends up taking.
I find stuff fast, and you were talking about like somebody
You do.
I know you were talking about someone who snatched up the female from you, that you had found. And I have friends who like instantly accuse me of like, I know that you bought this. And I'm like, I did not. I did not.
Yeah.
So I will say one of my favorite.
I know who bought it. I text them all the time. I'm like, you stole this snake from me.
I had one of my best moments of like, haha, I got it first. And it really wasn't even a bragging moment. But we were headed to the hospital and we were checking in at the hospital actively to have, so like a year ago, actively to have my youngest son. And I was buying snakes. And I was literally, Mark Hager messaged me and was like, did you get the mail? Did you just buy the mail? I was like, I did. He's like, how did I know it was you? I was like, I was fast. Listen, and I'm in labor. He was like, are you serious? Right,
that's strictly a Carly thing. Just a Carly thing.
I know. Well, and there was also like an auction going on. So like the whole like process of like me sitting in the hospital, because it took 24 hours. I was induced, and it took 24 hours for me to have my youngest son. And we're just watching this auction happen. And there were like the people that were in a bidding war. One of them, the like they only show you like the first letter and the last letter. And one of them could have easily been me. And somebody messaged me and was like, I know this is you in a bidding war. I was like, I'm literally in labor. It's not me. It's not me. I'm watching it. It's giving me good entertainment. I felt fine. I was Lieutenant Dan on an epidural. So, I mean, but we were watching it. I'm still scrolling. Even
I don't blame you. That's probably what I'd be doing too.
Yeah. I got to ask. You said it, so I got to ask. And you feel free to tell me this is absolutely none of my business.
Oh, okay.
But I like to just know what other people, are thinking. Are we, you're married. You have cats. Are you planning to do more than cats? Of the two-legged pet variety?
No. I do not want children.
Do not want children. That's okay. They're not for everybody. Trust me.
I have my animals. My cats are my babies. Like, you should see how I walk around the house with my cats, just like this, like, Like,
oh, I bet it. But I mean, this is the same. My sister-in-law, I think, is probably the same way. But I always like to ask because it's battling, like battling motherhood and the snakes. Like me, I sat here and I was like, okay, tonight's gonna be a long night because I had two of the brand new babies who shed, and I stand behind the fact that the best day to try to start your baby green trees is the day that they shed. I don't know what it is, but it has worked very well for me almost every single time. So like I'm in there opening tubs and I'm like, I know that y'all are due to shed, but can it not have been today? Can it not have been today? Because I've already got to feed babies. I've got babies hatching. We have this going on right now. And now I'm going to have to go feed. And I promise you, my child will be up probably around 10 or 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 5 o'clock. So he hasn't gotten the point that he's a year old now. So trying to do the chondros, especially, and children, it's a lot. I've said it before, but there's a lot of the, what is the word? The thought that women just need to take care of most things. And it's hard to do most things and take care of all this shit.
I have 5 cats.
5. Wow.
Yeah. I have 5 cats. So
uh-oh. What happened? Oh no, it's just me. Oh shit. What's good, y'all? Oh, she's back. Hold on.
I don't know what happened. I said I had 5 cats and no one wanted to hear it.
We're not cat people. No.
Whatever, guys. No, I have 5 cats, so it's a lot of work. Like, it's a lot of work. They are tiny little fur balls of children that are needy, and they're not normal cats. Like, a lot of people, like, when you go to someone's house and they have cats and you're like petting someone's cat, they're like, leave me alone, don't touch me. My cats, I lay down on the couch and I have like 3 on top of me. So they're constantly like just wanting my attention.
You know how that's how they suffocate people.
Yeah. Okay, so actually we have some of my husband's friends coming over to like stay here and like hang out and stuff. And I pre-warned them. I said, listen, you're gonna sleep on the couch and you might suffocate because there will be cats on your face as you sleep.
Let me guess. They act like dogs.
Yeah, they do. They play with my dog.
My argument for this, okay, I'm not a cat person. I'll say that for starters. My argument with this is everybody's always like, oh, my cat's so good. It acts like a dog. Why not just get a dog? If you're going to compare, I understand you have a dog, but
because
if you're comparing a cat and saying that a good cat is like a dog, why not just get a dog?
Because I don't have to take my cat on a walk. And I don't have to like pay as much attention. Like my dog, okay, I will say this. I know he's my service dog.
They were needy cats.
They are, but they're not as needy as dogs. Like they're needy, but for a cat. They're like cat needy, not dog needy. Because like for dogs, like your dog's sitting under your feet right now. Is he?
Yeah, he's still here.
Exactly. So it's like my dog, if I'm in the kitchen doing something, he's just like staring at me. Like,
no, I don't do that. We do not do that. I don't want to be.
But like, no, he's not in the kitchen because he's not allowed in the kitchen. But he's like over across the room, just like staring at me. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, but that's not even because I have food. It's just all the time. If I'm on the couch on my phone, I look over like this, and he's just like.
You have a Velcro dog.
I'm like, please go entertain yourself with something.
Mm-hmm.
Leave.
Well, at least with unless you turn into like a crazy cat lady and get like a whole bunch of cats, that leaves room for you to expand the reptiles.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait until we get more room. I will expand very greatly.
Are you planning on doing, obviously you have to be planning on doing some breeding because we just had the conversation about you saying that you wanted, you had 6 males and then you need females. So y'all hit her up if you got females. But hey, I may have some, I'm planning on sending some sheds. Like I'm obviously sending a whole bunch of the sex stuff, but I'm sending them. I asked if they needed some of the unsexed offspring stuff to compare it to because genetics are all about comparing shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, for sure. I mean, that will help. And then, we'll send you the results and let you know. So they be babies, but I should have some.
Yeah.
If you want to. But anyway, so you have green trees. Yes. You have the Carpondro. You have, what else did you have? You have this cool thing, which we're going to get to it. Hold on. This cool bugger that I absolutely love.
Yes, my Jamaican boas. Those are my pride and joys. I absolutely love them.
They're so cool. And I feel like I saw somebody not that long ago that had some that were even more whitish colored.
Yeah. So Yeah, they're awesome. So my female, which is that one, that is what's known as a silver phase. And so she is still going through her changes. From that picture, because you can see in that picture, she's very like orangey kind of tinted. And then in the newer pictures of her, which are on there as well, you can tell that she's faded a lot. That other picture right below him.
This one?
That one. Yeah. So you can't really tell, but you can see how she's faded a lot in her scales. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So she's still gonna be like silvery white once she's done.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
are
and my,
those, are they semi-arboreal? No, not at
yeah,
all.
well, yes, but my female is I mean, obviously they have individual personalities. My male, he likes to be up more than the female. The female, I actually, honestly, I scratch all that. They're both semi-arboreal, like perfectly semi-arboreal. And rightfully so, because they are semi-arboreal. But yeah, I have a little like hammock in the female's tank, and she'll sit in there and just chill in there. And then for my male, I have this branch that kind of goes across his tank, and he sits on top of it at night. So like they're probably my most active snakes too, is like I see them all the time. They're always coming out, and like I love to watch them. I've been cycling them and pairing them with no luck because I don't have another male. They're the kind of snakes where you kind of need to entice them. So I'm going to reach out to a friend of mine to try to get some male sheds and some fecal matter from the male in order to try to entice my male a little bit more. If I do need to get another male, I can get another male, but
is it a situation of just needing the competition smell,
yeah.
or is it a situation, so like with Boland's, they like reverse harems in that they like having multiple males, not at the same time obviously,
Yeah.
but they like that situation. So it's more just a competition based.
Yeah, most people have competition males, like multiple males for competition. So I'm gonna try it with the sheds and the fecal matter first, and then or poop. I don't know why I'm saying fecal matter, poop, but
you can say either one works.
But yeah, I'm gonna try it with that first and see how that goes, and we'll go from there. They are endangered, so it was kind of really exciting to acquire them because I have to get them within state lines. So a local friend had them, and I got them from him, and I was like, yes, this is like great.
Are they like that everywhere?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. So like even if I wanted to get some, I couldn't get none, right?
not unless you got them within state lines, or there are some gifting programs out there. Yeah, that like just to help get the species out there more. But not a lot of people do that.
Well, that's cool. I didn't need any new projects. God forbid if I got another. I'd already getting the carpet python again. My husband's like, this is a lot of projects. I'm like, but they all are in the same wheelhouse, okay?
Yeah.
They all fit in the same.
Am I allowed to ask what kind of carpet?
It's just a jungle.
Okay. You got it at Tinley?
He's telling me it's a lot of projects. No, I didn't do it at Tinley. I have a good friend of mine who breeds jungles. So, and he brought some to Tinley, and I was like, I like this one. And he said, you want that one? I said, I want that one. Thank you. So it's it's still just a itty bitty.
Because I know you used to keep jungles a while back.
I had one. Yeah. Well, I had one, and then I had some younger ones at one point in time. And I will say, like, I thought about breeding carpet pythons in general. I did because, again, they fit in the same wheelhouse. They're pretty cool. I don't want a whole bunch of them things. I want if it's not something that's going to stay on a stick. Like, it takes me nothing to clean my babies because they're not on the ground. And versus like when I did have the few carpet pythons that I
You
did
pull
have,
them out, and yeah.
they're literally like the minute I'm open the tub, they're flying at my face, flying at
Yeah.
my face. God forbid if they shoot out and I touch them, they pee everywhere.
Yeah.
Like as babies, they're very nippy, very bitey, which you know what? I get it. The chondros are very nippy, they're very bitey. It's okay. But like I had to hook them out and put them in another tub, and then you've got to put them back, and then you've got to sanitize the tub, and then it was a lot
Yeah.
of work.
Yeah,
One I'm good with.
yeah, I really was just like a Python girl. Straight out the bat, I was just like pythons, pythons, pythons. And so I got carpets, I got green trees, I have a rough scale python. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know you had a rough scale.
Yeah, I have a rough scale. And so I don't know, I lately have been like boas. I just dip my toes into the Caribbean boas, and I'm like, I want to jump right in. So I am planning on getting some Amazons. I'm really excited for that, actually.
I would like a pair. I would also really like a pair.
Yes.
A good friend Vinny has
I love Vinny. I love Vinny. He's the best.
He's so sweet.
Yes.
And I want a pair, but I also want to be really picky. Like Vinny's got Amazons. Somebody wants them.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. They're gorgeous. I'm being uberty picky about the ones that I want.
Me too.
But I would like a pair of.
Yeah, I wanted to go into boas the right way, because I have not always jumped into pairs the right way. I got my rough scale and I didn't get a female, and I was like, great. And as you know, with my luck, I get a lot of males. So with Amazons, I said, okay, I'm not going to just get males, because I've been offered a lot of male calicos and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I want to get a female first. Like, don't do that to yourself.
Yeah.
So I am going into Amazons the right way. I'm getting females and stuff like that, it was difficult. It was difficult, but yeah.
Like I said, I would like to do the same thing. But right now we're so out of space. Like I have friends who are like, hey, I would be interested in trading a Neo with you. And I was like, oh, I would love to, but I literally have to be really conservative about the holdbacks that we keep right now, because we're expanding into the loft, and then that will be the fourth place to have snakes. And unfortunately, we just can't do that. We cannot keep it as it is. I've got snakes enough spread out that I know when somebody has done some fecal matter. I know when somebody has. I can step out of my bedroom door and I smell it.
Yeah.
And that drives my OCD a little bit too much. So I want a space like what MJ has, where he's, it used to be a garage. It's not a garage anymore.
Yeah.
Or like a basement. We have my husband has some friends that live in the Washington, D.C. area. And when we went up there to visit them, they have like the whole it's like they have like a movie theater, and they have like a guest bedroom, a bathroom, a playroom. And I'm sitting here walking around, because that's where we stayed, in their guest bedroom. I'm sitting here walking around. I was like, baby room, incubators, boas on this wall. Like I sat and mapped the whole thing out in my head. So I would love to have, like I said, that's what we're really after, is a basement.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, I had a lot of projects planned and a lot of pairings. And then I said, is this really what I want to do? And I like stopped myself and I said, because not really. So then I downsized and I said, okay, this is what I want to do. I'm going to focus on these things. And so now I'm trying, to get the Amazons. I really mainly want to do boas now, honestly. Like my green tree projects are there and they're going to stay there, and they're going to, I'm still doing green trees, but like I really want to jump more into boas. I want to do Amazons. I want to do more Caribbean boas. a long time from now, I would love to do basins because
That's okay, girl. Just dive head first. Get basins.
I would love
Do it. Just
basins
go
more
head
than
first.
anything. I love basins. And I a while back, I was looking at that 50/50 that you have,
Mm-hmm.
that northern
You were
basin
looking to
cross.
buy it, or you were looking like whenever it was posted?
I was
for sale?
looking to buy it, but like at the time, I was like, no, I'd rather get like pure stuff first.
Well, that thing, be glad you didn't buy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love him. He's so sweet. I love him. But him is not supposed to have been him. Him was supposed to have been her.
Oh,
and I
really?
went home and we're talking. The thing is hung like a horse. Like, the first shed, I literally
Great.
sent her, I
I'm
was
so
like,
glad I did it now.
like, this thing has big wieners. Like, how did you miss this? And it, you know what? It happens. I get it. By all means,
Yeah.
I have had chondros before that I had for 3+ years. And like, then I sold a bunch of chondros, in the postpartum depression era. And, anyway, but I sold a few and I was like, listen, I've never seen plugs. That does not, this not sex. That does not mean that they are not there. Okay.
Yeah.
That does not, I don't sell unless the shed sexing gets up and going. I really don't let go of any like solidly like, hey, I can tell you are spending your money on a female. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that because I'm not Patrick Holmes probing. Even Patrick Holmes has said that there are things that happen. Man, you get in there with a probe and they clinch up so hard. Like it's like they clenched. And
don't we wish it was easier?
Yeah. And the last thing I want to ever do is be in a position where somebody's like, I got this guaranteed female from Carly, and then it shed massive plugs. I ain't doing that. I'll tell you that I have probed it and that I am not Patrick Holmes at probing, but it probes female for me. But I will always encourage people, if I am selling you something, that I'm selling you that it probes several times female for me, even though I'm not selling it to you as a guaranteed female. Please probe it yourself at home. Don't put that on me. Don't come back months later.
The two that I got from Tommy, one, he was like, it might be a girl. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
I'm like, no worries. I don't really care. I love the lineage on these two, so I could care less. Like his lineage is impeccable, beautiful.
Oh, I know. I love
it's amazing. And honestly, he's like the sweetest person to talk to, and
he
like
really is
amazing,
and he's
amazing quality.
Enthusiastic too. Like when you talk to him, he's not just like blah. Like he's enthusiastic. I think he's one of the only like men that I will get into like full-blown conversations with, and he's like sending like exclamation marks and like
he's awesome,
really animated, and I love that.
Yeah, so I got the one was like, yeah, it's a boy. The other one, he was like, I think it's a boy, but it could be a girl. And so then I opened the box when I got it, and he was like, I got a dookie right now, and boom, it was a boy. I was like, all right,
plugs. I
texted him. I said, Tommy, it's a boy. That's a boy, all right.
The reveal.
Yeah.
It's mistakes happen. People are human. You know, I've had people have asked me before, and why y'all asking me questions? I am nobody's mentor. Don't ask me questions. I'm glad to pass the information along that was given to me. But I've had lots of people who will message me and they'll be like, this means it's a girl, right? Like it's 100% like I've always seen this. And I'm like, nah. Yeah. It's a girl when it's sitting on eggs. Yeah. That's the only time I can tell. Because even like the shed sexing, like I've seen, like obviously, I'm sure it's better now. But previously I've seen where people have, had shed sex female and then they end up male. And
Yeah.
I honestly, the way that I run off of it, if I buy something from somebody and they say it's a female or it's a male, and I bring it into my house, it is my responsibility to check that.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand that I bought it as something, but I also understand that people are human.
Yeah.
And if I have the availability to check something, I'm gonna do it. And I have definitely done that before. And I have had situations where it was supposed to be a female and it ended up a male. And honestly, some of those ended up in my favor. The first chondro that I had for a while, I never checked it, and they told me it was a male, and I went for the longest thinking it was a male, and then I was like, you know what, like this has gone on a long time, and I actually legitimately haven't seen pugs.
Yeah.
So I did finally sex it, and it's a female. Well, it's not on eggs yet. I don't think she's messaged me. It's not on eggs yet. So it's once you get to a certain point, you're like, okay, actually.
I noticed a big thing too was that like a lot of people when they're probing, they'll take the probe out and then set it next to the snake and measure that way. But somebody else was talking to me and they're like, it's way different when you're measuring inside and outside. They're completely different. So I was like, yeah, yeah, that's definitely.
So when you're probing them, you just honestly, because I've seen some, I don't know. I've definitely seen some snakes that you probe them and you're like, you're either not really packing, or you just go. You're just a deep girl, okay? So there are definitely some ones, and especially when you get into like the bigger snakes. So the minute they start getting
hybrids, especially too.
Yeah,
the hybrids. I'm like, okay, I don't even know.
I know, and you just kind of have to hope that it either goes in really deep and it's obvious, or it actually does go in, but not very deep, and then that's obvious. So I don't know. The shed sexing, like I said, your girl is excited about that. Very excited about that. I think that it's going to be a super big. I do think that we're going to see a kind of a rise in the market prices, because I don't necessarily agree that females cost more than males. MFA at some point in here, and I saw it, said, yeah, a strong male is worth his weight in gold.
Yeah.
Yes. I have one male that would breed a sock. 100% would breed a sock. And he's worth his weight in gold. 100%. That male will never leave my house. I don't care how green he is. He will never leave my house because his babies are stunning and he will breed anything.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with females cost more than males. I think they probably did because it's harder to get a confirmed female from somebody. So I can agree there. But if we're shed sexing, males are just important as females, like 100%. So I think that we'll see a rise in people. They're like, okay, this was shed sexed. It does cost a little bit more than if it wasn't shed sex, because you have to put the effort into. It's not really that much of an effort to gather the sheds, but to send it off, to pay. I have no idea what this is even going to cost.
Because if you have a really good male, then sure, females are like really important. But if you don't have a good male and you have a bunch of females, I know somebody who has a bunch of females and none of their males will go, and so they're like, I wish I had your problem, and I'm like, I wish I had your problem.
Well, yeah, and see, my thing is too, though, so going back to that argument, people will be like, oh, but at least you have the girls, and I'm like, yes, okay, but we have girls of all species have biological clocks that are constantly ticking, okay? And so I have females that are just eating and their time is just ticking and their cycles are just ticking off. And I don't have males to breed to them. So it is irritating, yes, but I think that the being able to say, you know, to go in and buy a male or a female is going to completely change the hobby. I think that we will see sales go down, but prices go up. That's my opinion, because people will stop. So like me, I'm a big fan of buying 2 of things like I did with the TSK.
Yeah.
I'll buy 2. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, maybe one ends up being what it wanted. And in the TSK cases, I wanted males and I ended up with 2 males. So I am a big fan. I am happy at
yeah.
So, but that's what people do. Like I bought 2 from Patrick Holmes. I don't know what sex I want them to be, but you know, because I've leveled out my male issue. But people are not going to be doing that. They're not going to be like, okay, well, you know what? I don't have any females, so let me go buy this Neo, this unsexed Neo, and hope that it's going to be a female. They'll just buy what they need.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
You need to get some girls.
Yes.
Some girls growing.
Mm-hmm.
When you say you're being picky, which, you know, kudos to you, girl, be picky. What are we being picky for? What are we after? What are you after?
So I'm not a yellow fan.
Oh.
I know. I knew you were gonna be sad with that, but it's okay. I'm not.
Why though? Why though? Can I ask why?
I just like the expression that reds bring in better.
But there are high yellow reds.
I'm not a yellow fan. That's why.
You're just not
I'm not a high yellow fan. Like you're a high yellow fan, so that makes sense. But I'm more of a high blue, melanistic area kind of girl. So
I get that, and I will say yes. I don't know if Dylan's still here. Dylan likes to argue with me because he's a brat, but I like to defend the yellow Neos, especially. But again, that's because I am chasing that yellow project.
Yeah,
the big girl lumen. That everyone is usually a huge fan of, and so many other, you know, the King Line project that's in, and so many other high yellow projects. It's a lot of them really lean on the yellow Neos, and that's like the better one. Like I have like these 2 right here. This one's in shed, but these 2 are sisters, and this one was a red and she's more green, and this one was a yellow and she's yellow. So I mean, it depends on what project you are chasing. I don't think that it's fair to hate on yellows, and a lot of people do hate on yellows because let's be honest, they sell for cheaper, and a lot of people are not in this for passion, they're in it for money. And they're, you know, a clutch hatches out and they're like, oh no, I got yellows and I don't want yellows. My first clutch this year, I had 2 reds and 6 yellows, and I'm not upset about it at all because the yellows are turning out from the older siblings high yellow, and that is a phenotype that I'm chasing. But I can understand if somebody was chasing melanism, though I will say I produced a Neo, a yellow Neo from in 2024 that had it's a yellow Neo, and it's got a lot of black peppering on it.
Yeah.
Nothing compared to what MARC is doing. MARC's absolutely just blowing the market on the yellow Neo melanism. But that and John Leckie too has had quite a few yellow animals that have gone on to develop melanism. So I do think that that's possible. But if that was something I was really hardcore chasing, you better bet that I don't want to see yellow Neos on that project.
Yeah.
You know? So it's definitely, I like the projects that kind of go both ways. I do like, obviously, because I have a sibling to yours, I like the blue.
Yeah.
I like the blue to keep up with the Joneses. But if you ask me my preferred, so like if you're looking at the majority of my collection, about 75% of my collection is either locality. When I say locality, I only have Biocs that are
Yeah,
non-high yellow locality animals. Even then, I'm still chasing the high yellow from them. But
Yeah.
I do have some localities that are high yellow, and then but most of my stuff is like designer
Yeah.
yellow.
So my female, she was a red Neo,
Mhm.
but her clutch was split. It was yellows and reds, and she's a maniac. So a Manicory Biac, and she's also
You
Kofi.
almost did it. You almost did it. I heard it. You almost did it.
Yeah. Okay, so she's a Manicory Biac, and she's also Kofiao though.
Oh, I see. I have a pair of Kofiao coming.
So her dad was Kofiao.
Kofiao or Kofiak?
No, Kofiao.
Okay.
Yeah, her mom was the Manicory Biac.
Maniac. Her mom was a maniac.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is that?
Kofi maniac.
I'm in the same boat because the clutch that I have hatching right now, the sire is a Wamena Manicory and the mother is a Biak.
Yeah.
And they have Wamaniacs, which is, with an E, and I was like, is it confusing if I say Wamaniac?
Kofaniac. I don't know. But she's really cool. She's retaining a lot of yellow. A lot.
Well, yeah, she's half Kofiao.
Yeah, she's retaining a lot. She has
a picture on your page?
Not of her older. That red Neo on my page, that's her.
Hold on.
Which, yeah, she's
this one.
something. Yes. Yeah. So now
I love this look. This is so the Neos that I had from my first clutch last year. I only had 3, and there was a really dark one that everyone thinks that I'm a psychopath for selling. And then there was one that has this very similar where there was no black in the dorsal pattern. It was like a bright red with a darker red, and then the white, and it has this like look to it.
Yeah.
Well, and everyone thinks I'm crazy for keeping it.
Tell me why that snake gave me a run for my money. She was like, I'm a girl and I'm going to make you work for it. And I was like, really? Great. Thank you. Because she, about 2 weeks after I got her, prolapsed.
Oh.
Yeah. And Gary, shout out to Gary for saving my life. Because I got her prolapse back in and used the little Band-Aid method, and I got it back in, and she's doing great. Now, she's much smaller than I want her to be. Because of that, it set her back a lot. And after that, she is just not a great eater anymore. She just really kind of, I don't know.
She's still not? She
has her moments. Like, she will be, and then she's not. So she's weird, but
they're all weird.
They are all weird. They are all weird. But yeah, I'm hoping to get her up to size. But I don't know if she'll get there.
Girl, I will tell you. So there's several people. So for instance, Christian Stewart. Shout out to Christian Stewart. I like his velvet stuff a ton.
He has amazing snakes. Yes.
Yeah. So when I picked up my snakes from him, I went and was able to visit the barn 2.0, and I was really shocked. I was like, oh gosh, they're a lot smaller. Like the females are a lot smaller than I thought they were. There are a lot of people that prefer their females to be in that like 700 to 900 gram range, which I don't weigh my snakes, but because they bounce back is what I have been told. They bounce back easier. And not only that, you don't have to deal with you'll see very often where people will have really huge females, and when they ovulate, their body, it just gets so big, and it is so much of a strain on their heart that they quite literally just keel over.
Yeah.
And you don't have that issue with like the smaller females. So by all means, I mean, I think
if it takes her longer to get to size, I don't have a problem with it.
I also think that, but I think I did the same thing with my first green tree that I said we just got done breeding. I did the whole, well, it's just taking her longer to get to size. And I legit think that they get to a certain point and they stop. So they just get what they are. So
yeah. Also, I looked right here. So I was wrong. Her dad was a Kofiau Biak.
Kofiak, I told you.
Yeah. So the dad, his parents were pure both. And then that's the dad. And the mom was a pure Manokwari from Gary.
Okay. Who did you get her from?
Some really small breeder down here.
Okay.
I don't remember his name.
Okay. Well, I mean, that should be good. I've always been told that it's the second generation from the Kofiaks that are always like they have a tendency to end up yellow.
So,
but here you sitting here talking about you don't like yellow.
I don't.
And your only female is leaning yellow.
Well, okay, so the dad, well, even though he was Kofiau and Biak, he was blue. And he was like, he was like green with just blue and black speckles. And I was like, this thing is sick. And I actually bought the dad.
You bought the dad.
I bought the dad and the daughter, but that's when I was male heavy, and so my friend ended up getting the dad from me. And so yeah, I would she's weird though, because I got her because of her dorsal. Out of all of the babies, they were all really nice. And I was like, she has a really tight dorsal, and her mom has those open diamonds on her back, and I really like that look in Manakwaris. So I was like, okay, I'll just go for it. I'm going to choose her. And through her OCC, she started to develop a really nice dorsal with that really bright yellows and just barely any green and then some black spots. So I was like, I don't even know where she's going. And now I really don't know where she's going, because now she's
going to have to update pictures.
Yeah, I have to get some
good pictures, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like I told you, go in on a day that you're not feeling lazy, on a day that you're feeling energized. The weather is good. I mean, you're in Texas. Apparently, the weather is always hot. And take them outside. Literally fill your phone with as much photos as you, or your camera with as much photos as you can, and then just go on and schedule them. That's what I do.
I need to. I'm gonna have to ask you about that scheduling thing, but
it's easy.
She just shed not too long ago, so I probably need to get her up for some pictures.
Yeah, I want to see pictures.
I know.
I expect to see pictures.
Okay. Fine.
I'm excited to see what she looks like and what you do with her, but you definitely need more females. You're gonna have to. So, well, hopefully things will turn, the tabs around with the shed sexing and everything else. Hopefully that will be all,
Yeah, because I have geckos too, but I am getting everything, girl. I'm getting out of geckos because I'm like, no, I'm making more room for snakes. And the only geckos that I'm going to keep for breeding are my knobtail geckos, because I do breed knobtail geckos.
Those are so cool. I saw those on your page. Those are so cute. They derp looking.
Yeah, they're really cute. They're fun. His name's Mr. Wiggles. Well, it's a girl. Her name is Mr. Wiggles.
That's so cool.
But yeah, so all my geckos really are just like pets, and I'm gonna move things around and just kind of make more room for more snakes, because like I said, I'm trying to hop in to boas a little more than pythons. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, good. I'm excited to see where you go with things, but definitely, I mean, I'm partial. So like, don't give up on the green trees just because you've had a bad luck of the sexing thing.
No, I'm not. I mean, I started in green trees. I can't leave them back.
No, never leave them. But I am in full support of going into other arboreal species. I think that will be fun.
Yes.
All right, girl, we have, I sat here and I said, I was like, oh, I got to feed all these snakes and we're not going to go very long. And here we are, we're at 2 hours. And this is how it always goes. And my husband's probably still listening in the dining room like, God, can you just hurry up? So I'm going to we're gonna have to follow up. We're gonna revisit this. Maybe we can revisit this at like the end of the year, and you've got more.
Yeah, if you do, that'll be a big change because I'm actually building like a brand now. Like I know my name everywhere is R&R Reptiles, but I'm actually creating a name and the logo, and like I said, getting some more breeding projects and stuff like that. So by the end of the year, I'll be a whole different person.
Well, we will have to revisit and come back to things and see how the growth has happened. I'm down for it. We'll get. I'm not scheduling anything out that far. So, but we'll we'll get
All right,
to it.
sounds good to me.
Well, girl, thank you for coming and chatting with me for a while. See, this wasn't bad. I told you.
Yes.
I'm gonna toss you back. You are free to just pop off because after I get done doing my thing, I'm literally just gonna pop off too. But we will revisit things, and I want to see more pictures.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, see you, girl.
All right, bye.
Bye. Oh, that one went longer than I expected it to, but you can't blame me. It's near and dear to my heart to talk about chondros and arboreal stuff and whatnot. So, guys, this was super fun, and I'm gonna do the same spiel. I'm gonna do the same thing, even though none of y'all ever reach out. But if you have someone that you want to see on Sundays, if you have a topic you want to specifically, you would like, if we, if you say, hey, I want you to find me a woman that breeds basins. Or something like that, or you want to see somebody in whatever interests you, y'all reach out and say something. Or if you know somebody who'd be good, reach out and say something. Again, I'm gonna say it all the time, but y'all never reach out. So until next time, and by next time I mean 2 weeks from now, and we'll probably have more eggs hatching at that point. But until next time, guys, you'll have Christa next week. And yeah, till then, good night. Happy Sunday.